What? I got 37% of the way through this. Not even that bad. Okay. 572. Recite my name. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Okay, 572. It's gonna be, okay, fair warning, it's gonna be a little bit loud in the background. There's literally nothing I can do about it. However, it's only gonna be for like the next 20 minutes, then you're all good. Yeah, everybody say hello to Mr. Doors. Oh my god, thank you. Okay, I'll take it. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for saying hi. Oh no, I'm totally fine. Something just came up with my brother that I had to deal with. Literally not even that big of a deal, but it just took a lot longer and then yeah. And then I was just like, "Hey, like I'm not making a stream." And by the time I get back to stream, I was like, "Oh, thanks." Um, but like I was like by the time I get back to stream, I'm like I'm literally only going to be able to do this for like 20 minutes. So I was like, "Hey, I'm just gonna leave it. We're just gonna do something else and like try again next time, you know?" So, but it was nothing personal. Also, thank you so much. Thought it was a compliment. It was not a compliment, but thank you. Yeah, that's what there was stuff going on anyway. So that's literally fine. Perfect. Love it. What? Okay. Chapter 572. So I'm really excited. We're gonna get through a bunch of chapters. Like I said, it's gonna be a little loud because of the weird uncle that got kicked out of the family tree. Yeah, it's gonna be a little loud in the back. It's only gonna be for like 20 minutes, 20, maybe 25 minutes, and then it's gonna go away and we'll be fine for the rest of the time. It's my roommate's boyfriend's birthday, so there's just a few people over right now before they all head out, and I'm like, okay, sounds good, but whatever. So we'll just read and do it up and do that. Oh yeah, Wiz reacted to your clip of you calling Gavin up. um, I feel like no, and that's fair. That's super fair. I feel like I have to. I feel like I have to see the video of Wiz reacting to my streams of me calling Garamond that. I've said a couple. Here's the thing. Looking back, I'm like I have said so many questionable things. So many questionable things. Do I stand by all of them? Yes. I don't take. I've said questionable things. I don't take a single thing back though. So, you know, I'll say it. I'll say it again. I'll say it louder for the people in the back. Dare I say? Um. Also tomorrow, and I'm probably gonna start doing this more frequently because why not at this point? Tomorrow, YouTube video drop, and I'm gonna be ranking all of the characters that we have been introduced to so far. I think it's gonna be a bit of a controversial ranking with some of the characters. That's gonna drop at 4 o'clock tomorrow. So we'll see how that is. But we're gonna drop that at 4 o'clock tomorrow. I'm gonna have all of the characters ranked that I've been introduced to so far. You know what? Contrary to popular belief, I won't actually be racist in the rankings. I know it's hard to believe. I know it's hard to believe with my track record, but I don't think that's gonna be, you know, I think we might cause a little bit of issues, cause maybe some flags going off, but other than that, I think we'll be okay. So, We'll see what happens. Other than that, let's get into reading today. We're on chapter 572. We're very close to this mystical and magical chapter of 641. Still don't know what happens. Still very curious of what happens in chapter, I think it's 641. And we're almost there. You guys get me really, I think it's 641. I don't know. There's a chapter in like the 600s that everybody talks about, and everyone's like, oh, just wait for this chapter, just wait for this chapter. And I just kind of hear them, and then I get really excited to read them. Just like the ending of volume 4, the volume 6, I get really excited for because a lot of people talk about it, and then just like the ending itself, I get really excited for. So we'll see what happens. Without further ado, let's get into reading today. Chapter 572. Chapter 572, Recite My Name. After a series of chores, Klein opened his locked bedroom door and looked into the living room. Yeah, I don't know, like, that's the thing. I don't know what happens in any of these chapters. I just hear people talk about them. Or, like, I don't know what happens in any of these volumes. I just hear people talk about them. And then I hear people talk about a lot of specific chapters and specific volumes frequently. So I'm like, okay, obviously something cool happens in them. And we'll see. After he thought long, we'll see what happens. After he thought long and heard it, Klein couldn't help but lampoon. It's not even 4 a.m. after this guy completely let his hair down now that he doesn't need the monitor to radio transceiver. With a thought, he gradually smiled, feeling that this was exactly what he needed. The premise of him maintaining his lucidity in dreams had involved someone invading his consciousness. Typically, his dreams were a turbid mess, which meant that he alone wasn't able to complete the experiment. After all, he could plant a psychological cue on himself. Therefore, he planned on using external forces to enter the dreams of others. This way, he could maintain his lucidity like a nightmare. Okay, I know we're over the quiz. Like, I'm over the quiz. I know you guys are over the quiz. It happened. It's whatever. Reading the word nightmare is actually, it's making my blood boil a little bit because I'm so mad about that one question. The rest of them I was upset about, but that one question actually still haunts my dreams. He originally planned on heading out to find a subtle target, but Donnett's posture, I do have PTSD, especially from that. Subtle posture was in such a perfect state that he could hardly stop himself from kicking him. No, I should be experimenting. Klein corrected his thoughts. He contemplated for a moment and didn't use a dream charm as a sequence 7 pyromaniac with an ancient name being Fire Mage. Donnett's spiritual perception. No, because that's the thing. That's why the quiz was good, because I'm never going to forget any of those bits of information that I got wrong. Because I embarrassingly got them so wrong. Wasn't to be written off once he softly chanted an incantation that could stir the powers of nature. Donnett's would definitely be awoken. As such, it would be a question of whether he could evade the matter in a timely fashion. After some deliberation, Klein took out another thing he had prepared. It was like a gem-like object that seemed dark and deep. It was the beyonder characteristic left behind by a nightmare. It could be used in a certain extent, just like Mary Inez Rosaga's all-black eye. However, the effects were inferior to that was from a mystical item. For example, this nightmare beyonder characteristic didn't allow Klein to pass through the dreams of someone across the city from his inn suite, nor was he able to forcibly pull people into a dream. However, it was still simple enough to perform a most basic form of intruding into someone's dream at a close distance. Klein held the dark green gem and spread out his spirituality. The illusory darkness rapidly spread before his eyes, filling his vision. Everything before his eyes went blanketed over, including Donnett's. There was no longer a humanoid figure, but an ellipsoidal blob of light. Klein immediately extended his spirituality out and made contact with it. Without any warning, various scenes flooded his surroundings as they flashed rapidly. Finally, it came to a stop on a ship with a dozen of meters long. It had a smoke chimney churning and large sails that were fully raised. The deck was polished, abnormally bright, shimmering with a glimmer of a gold coin when sunlight hit it. Donnet stood under the main cannon as he had his arms crossed. He said he was leisurely rushing the sailors, shouting from time to time, "Scrub the area again. Dogshit, do you wish to copy down the ancient Faceac dictionary?" This fellow was quite impressive. On the Golden Dream, Klein ignored the owner of the dream and flew to the other end of the ship. He found a hidden spot and landed on the deck before preparing to test his spiritual perception. What he planned to experiment on was simple. He wanted to know if chanting the fool's honorific name in a dream was effective. He wanted to know if he could sense someone praying. This way, Miss Justice encounters danger at sea. If Miss Justice encounters danger at sea, if the collective subconscious, she can use the method to seek help. After stretching his back, Klein's expression gradually turned solemn as he softly said, "The fool that doesn't belong to Era, the mysterious ruler above the gray fog, the king of yellow and black, who wields good luck." With the words in Hermes being spoke, he very quickly finished reciting the fool's honorific name. However, Klein didn't hear the series of illusory pleas. It doesn't work. Klein frowned and thought. He analyzed whether it was really impossible for he had made a mistake somehow. Yes, chanting in a dream doesn't actually produce any noise. Relying on Hermes alone isn't sufficient. To achieve the effect of pure praying, I'll have to use a language like ancient Hermes that can stir the powers of nature. This is the same state as me copying the account password of my anonymous account. Klein nodded slightly and began to chant his honorific name in ancient Hermes. He wasn't afraid that there would be an ancient, but that was stirring the powers of nature would be blazing Donets from his sleep. He recited each word, quickly finishing the 3 sentences. Following that, Klein heard the stacked series of irritable and illusory pleas. At that moment, Donet's dream quivered as the golden dream quickly disintegrated. Klein didn't stay any longer and immediately left. He returned back to his bedroom before Donets woke up. After 7 to 8 seconds, Donnet sat up in a daze as he muttered to himself in fear, "Why did I dream of that madman Garamond Sparrow, causing trouble in the Golden Dream? What a terrifying matter. Dogshit, it must be the result of me worrying over this matter at all times." Inside the bedroom, Klein had already taken 4 steps counterclockwise and gone above the grey fog. Without any surprises, he saw the rippling light of the fool's high back chair. In it was the scene of him... Question now though. So did Donitz, because it was his dream obviously, so did Donitz hear the, oh my god, honorific name? Like the fool that doesn't belong in the... Did he hear that whole thing? Like, is he now going to recite that thing? Dogshit must be the result of me worrying over this matter at a time. Inside the bedroom, Klein had already taken 4 steps counterclockwise and gone above the grey fog. Without any surprise, he saw the rippling light by the fool's high back chair. In it was the scene of him in the dream. It really works. One can still receive and respond when chanting the fool's honorific name in languages such as ancient Hermes or Jotun. It's no wonder some people might suddenly die in their sleep despite not doing a thing. They might be reading some materials or had memorized certain symbols on the day and accidentally replicated them in a dream. The danger in this world really cannot be prevented. Klein dispelled the rippling light and considered if he should inform Miss Justice of the result of the experiment. To only inform her later instead of saying it on the spot is a little damaging to the fool's image, but Miss Justice is the kind of girl with a huge sense of curiosity. Although she has been warned by Mr. Hangman and Admiral Stars, and even if she's a little more mature now, there's still a chance of her taking risks. Of course, if anything were to happen, it's on herself, and it has nothing to do with me. Klein couldn't help but recall Miss Justice's adoration of the fool and the thoughts of her optimism and cheerful. They know that, don't worry, they know that, I'm live streaming and reading and anything else that happens while this happens. They've heard a couple things, not gonna lie, they've heard a couple things and I've walked out of the room and they'd be like, and I'm like, that's on you for living with me, but that's okay. Neither... I have one roommate and it's her boyfriend. No, they're not judging. They're not judging. Not at all. They haven't read it, and my roommate hasn't watched the show. I tried to get her to watch the show and read the book, but she hasn't. So I try not to spoil or say anything. Sometimes a couple things slip out here and there, but I'm like, I don't want to ruin this for you just in case you read it. Um, so yeah, they don't. But they've heard a couple things. They've heard me gooning over numerous characters, and then I show them the artwork, and she's like, I kind of get it. And they've heard me crashing out. The other day while I was doing the quiz, I walked out after I did the quiz, and they genuinely were like, "Hey, want to make sure you're good. Didn't sound good." And I'm like, "I'm not, but thank you." Finally, pause, bring it back. What's this hour that we're speaking of? Because they know about Gehrman, my husband. I didn't know that we were sharing. That wasn't in any sort of like fine print or um yeah, not really sure about this hour stuff. I know mine. Cool. I don't like to share. I was never really good at sharing my toys. So not really sure where that leaves you, but I know where that leaves me, and that's right next to my husband, Gehrman Sparrow. I think that leaves you alone in a corner, though. Finally he sighed and said to himself, "That's okay. That's okay. I can share with Donitz. Nobody else, though. Nobody else." Finally, he sighed and said in a self-deprecating manner, "I still need to inform her and give her a warning. This is the treatment a VIP gets." After making the decision, Klein didn't hesitate to spread out his spirituality and touch the Crimson Star, repeating to Miss Justice. Okay, but here's the thing. Doesn't talk, doesn't communicate, passive-aggressive, and a liar. That just sounds like every relationship I've ever had. So it's not like I'm losing anything. And he's hot, so I'm kind of gaining something, I'll take it. After making the decision, visit a therapist. Don't worry, babe, we're working on it. We are working on it. We did. We did raise our standard. We did. It took a couple tries, but we raised them up. The standards have been raised. After making the decision, Klein didn't hesitate to spread out his spirituality, to touch the Crimson Star representing Miss Justice. In a room of the huge manor of Eastchester County, Audrey had her legs leaning sideways. He sat before her dressing table. She was recalling the words Mr. Hangman and Ma'am Hermit had said. After being warned by two senior... I have a lot to offer. Okay. I have so much to offer. You know what? Garen would be lucky to choose me. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm funny. I'm enjoyable. I'm pretty. I'm smart. I might not be showing off these traits all the time, but they're there. I know how to cook. Why? You know what? Is it bad? Is it bad that I said I'm pretty and I'm smart, and you guys only really question the smart one, so you all think that I am pretty? And I take that as a win. And you also didn't question that I'm funny. So at least I've got some stuff going for me. Who needs to be smart, you know? I've got Cameron Sparrow there. He's smart. Just didn't want to be rude. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, yeah, yeah. Oh, don't worry, Cammy. I saw your message. Don't worry, I saw your message. Thank you for not being rude. Really, really warms my heart, making me feel good. Why do I come here? Why do I do this? Why do I do this to myself? Sometimes I wonder. After being warned by two senior beyonders, she suddenly realized something. It wasn't that the mid and upper echelon of the psychology alchemists. I'm not old. Why are we saying I'm old? You guys, okay, you know what? You can call me ugly. You can call me stupid. But you are not calling me old, okay? The reason why they didn't tell me anything is because it's too dangerous for a psychiatrist. Many people have already died in such explorations. But they should warn me. Ah, right, from the point of view, I'm not an aunt. No, I'm not an aunt. I probably won't be for a while. I'm the oldest sibling, so yeah. But I guess comparatively to everybody here, I am an aunt. Yep. Ajima. I am an Ajima. Cool. Awesome. But they should warn me. Right, from the point of view, I'm only sequence 8 telepathist. I'm not equipped with the powers of psychology Q, so there was no need to warn me. Finally. How old is Klein in? He's like 21, right? Yeah. So there was no need to warn me. Audrey finally understood the perplexing matter. Just as she was about to let Susie enter the room to claim the disappointment in her heart, she suddenly saw thick gray fog spew out, instantly flooding her vision. Yeah, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Garamond Sparrow magically, Klein himself, I'm thinking his persona is actually that of an older gentleman. I'm thinking it's that of an older gentleman. So we'll see. In the middle of the endless gray white. Oh, there is no music. Okay. I knew I was forgetting something. See, I had like a lot of noise in the background, so I didn't add the music, but fair. I'll grab that right now. Let me get the music. First off, when did we say that I was in my late 20s? Let's start there. Okay? When have I ever said I was in my late 20s? Oh my god, I have this so low. You guys can keep guessing the age. Here's the thing. I'm not saying, at this point, I was gonna tell you my age. I'm not telling you my age anymore. I'm not telling you my age anymore. I feel like I look, you know what? We can say I'm 30 years old and that I just look really young for my age. I'll take it. If you encounter dangers in your dreams, you can recite my name. Recite your name? Recite my name. Audrey's eyes widened as she became, yes, Mr. Fool. Seeing that Miss Justice was excited, instead of showing any doubts, Klein secretly, what if I told you guys I was 32? What if I told you I was 32 years old? I'm not, but what if I did? Seeing that Miss Justice was excited, instead of showing... Instead of showing any doubts, Klein secretly heaved a sigh. Who said believable? I can't with fucking Bullseye's comment. I'm not even 32, bro. I feel like streams are I either get like a good like chunk or I just get roasted. There's no in between. I'm 35. If you encounter dangers in your dreams, you can recite my name. Recite your name. Audrey's eyes widened as she became overjoyed. Yes, Mr. Fool. Seeing that Miss Justice was excited, instead of showing any doubts, Klein secretly heaved a sigh. I'm not even looking at the comments. Use ancient Hermes. With that said, his figures faded away into the gray fog. Maybe I wanted a fire. Maybe it, you know, it's just fun that way. You're close. You're close. Audrey said they're stunned for 2 seconds before hurriedly pursing her lips. After that, she wasn't on her best behavior. Mr. Fool actually specially warned me. I even permitted me to recite his name. Audrey excitedly took a few steps on the spot, believing that she had really become a blessed of God. Of course, she also remembered Mr. Fool's warning. She planned to understand more from the psychology alchemist and make another attempt only when she was sufficiently prepared. One of you guessed it correctly. One of you guessed the age correctly. The corners of her mouth curled up slightly as she randomly tapped her chest, saying silently, "May Mr. Fool watch over me." Above the gray fog, Klein began to consider another matter. Red-haired Helen, whose reward of £1,000 was actually related to Vice Admiral Ailment Tracy. Tracy took over Kalango's it came from Balam royal family's mausoleum. This information came from Nighthawks and I hope I have 0 left. It's a crazy sentence. It came from Balam's royal family mausoleum. This information came from Nighthawks inside Creepy Hunger. It should benefit Mr. Azek to a certain extent. I can also investigate the matter in passing. Klein found another reason to look forward to finding red-haired Helen. He originally planned on using the magic mirror roads to find her, but now he planned on mobilizing sea god believers to perform such a search. In the past, it's quite deeming to send a revelation for just £1,000, but now that it involves a pirate admiral, it can barely make people guess that there is a secret motive behind it. Klein conjured red-haired Helen's photo and summoned the sea god's scepter. He had never done a mass revelation, so it was possible that it would be a burden that he couldn't withstand. He chose higher-ups like Catley and Edmonton, with waves reaching high into the sky as a background. He said in a deep voice, "Find her and protect her. Be careful of Tracy's forces." Klein didn't provide further explanation as he broke down this scene along with red-haired Helen's photo into many sets before projecting them into the corresponding dots of light. 573. No, I think Cammy, because here's the thing. We always say that I have issues. If anybody's got issues in chat, it's Cammy, and that's just the facts of the matter. What am I typing right now? If you can't tell, I'm having a really hard time with this one. I'm actually struggling. You're right, Kimmy is on the spectrum. Goddamn. Just... I don't know why I just threw out like a little straight Cammy just for no reason. In chapter 573, teaching a lesson in reality. In a forest in blue. No, I do. Sometimes I think I do. That's okay, aren't we all? Like, I think no, it's not even I think, like, I most definitely am somewhere on there, but I feel like everybody is. I feel like people who aren't are the weird ones, you know? Like, how boring must your life be if you don't have any sort of, like, hyperfixations or tics or something like that? That's what makes the world go round. Those are the interesting people. In a forest in Blue Mountain Island where the resistance base was located. I can't flame anybody and then not be able to read 2 seconds after. I rode the short bus. It was like it was only like a few times. It was only a few times. And it was because where I was living at the time, only a shorter bus came because there wasn't that many kids. It was subjective. Not subjective. It was... I can't think of the word right now, but you know what I mean. Sitting in a wheelchair. Fuck it, I'm gonna put you guys in a fucking wheelchair pretty soon here. Callet raised his bald head and looked towards the sunlight that was scattering at the cave's entrance. His eyes couldn't hide his joy. He acutely sensed that ever since God reappeared over the lands and stated his 10 commandments. Circumstantial. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was circumstantial. It was circumstantial. That was the word I was looking for. The previous bloodshed and chaos has changed. From time to time, he would provide them with guidance which was filled with wisdom. Sometimes I get bullied so much in chat that I want to go back to church. Sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes you guys bully me so much in chat that I think about opening up a Bible. Provide them with guidance which was filled with wisdom. Furthermore, he would observe all creatures and proactively interfere with the solution at sea in the bid to help the Renaissance and everyone in Royston, allowing them to pass through a difficult thorny path. Who just said I was ableist? For fuck's sakes. We can't, guys, the list is getting too long. Thorny path was being able to send someone home. Yeah. No, because Harsh, that's crazy. Harsh, that's crazy. How am I gonna find God when I can't even spell his name? Jesus, that's a Harsh, that's a crazy comment. Callet recalled the revelation he had just received and guessed that the red-haired woman named Helen was like a fulcrum of Vice Admiral Ailment Tracy and the forces out at sea. She was the key to spoiling the balance between the countries. Oh, sorry, Cam, did you say something? I purposefully ignore you sometimes. I can't find your comment anymore now. She was the key to spoiling the balance between countries, and only by making... No, but he does... No. See, 'cause, yeah, you know what? Actually, I was made in God's image. I was made in his image. So, all of me, perfect. Priest getting... Sometimes I wonder if just like someone random would ever find this stream and then just watch it and read chat and listen to the shit that I spew and then just kind of like have to close the laptop and like take a moment of silence and then maybe they grab the Bible and read it. 'Cause yeah. After doing all this, he instinctively turned his head to the side and wore a somewhat mixed expression. Living in the direction was a high priest of the Church of the Sea God, a priest who was a high-ranking member of the Resistance. Although they don't dare go inside, the revelations and have made tremendous changes. In many ways, they're still immersed in the past. They obstinate, conservative, backwards, and savage. Hold up, I'm gonna read this again because I didn't read it properly. Although they don't dare go inside the revelations and have made tremendous changes, in ways they're still immersed in the past. They're obstinate, conservative, backwards, and savage. They refuse to embrace a more civilized church. If this goes on, they'll one day be abandoned by God. Well, I don't think they believe in your God, so they're probably gonna be okay. Callet couldn't hide the smile in his heart while he felt a strong sense of anguish. After scanning all the believers' prayers and picking a few to respond to, Klein received to the real world. He planned on heading out to the search for the chance to enact true acting. When his right hand gripped the door handle, a ridiculous but possible thought came to his mind. My true goal is not to find red-haired Helen, but to use this opportunity to get Vice Admiral Ailment Tracy and figure out what happened to Tycoon Jimmy Necker. So as to get to know the location of the ancient chronicles of death, this is to say I only need to lure Vice Admiral Ailment Tracy out with red-haired Helen. As for whether she's the real person or not, this doesn't matter. I can make myself red-haired Helen and let Donnet send me to strongman Ozil, get the reward, and easily meet Vice Admiral Ailment Tracy. What an impressive sequence of actions. Klein suddenly shook his head as he found a reason to reject the idea. Although I'm a faceless, I can't accept wearing drag. Could it be that overcoming my inner resistance is also one of the principles for acting? Oh my god! Oh, does Klein's learning acceptance this volume? Furthermore, I don't know. Honestly, I could see Klein in a dress. I feel like it would work for him, you know? No. I accept nobody unless they are me. Everybody else, unacceptable. Yep. Garamond in a little black dress? Oh my god. He would look so good. That way I won't be able to meet Vice Admiral Emmett Tracy. Yes, the person searching for Red Hair Helen might not be Tracy, but an enemy of hers. I don't know Vice Admiral Emmett Tracy's background. Rashly doing such an act would result in immeasurable danger. It's best and safe to abide by my wishes. Hey, I haven't been a goon, a little goonette in a very long time, okay? I have done nothing of the sort for a very, very long time, and it's not my fault that you put the image of Garamond Sparrow in a little black dress. What else do you expect me to do? I don't know Vice Admiral Emmett Tracy's background. Rashly doing such an act would result in immeasurable danger. It's best and safe to abide by my wishes. I'll first search for red-haired Helen, and after determining the details, I can consider the subsequent actions. We're not lying about anything. At that moment, Klein suddenly felt that something was amiss in the living room. Donnet's snoring had softened, but the time between each snore shortened. Vice Admiral Iceberg is here. Klein turned the handle and opened the door to the bedroom. While making his silent action, Donnet sat up with his eyes wide. He tried hard to hide his smile as he said, "Captain came. She said that Admiral Blood's crew was sighted at Longtail Island and is continuing south. His destination seems to be the Berserk Sea. The source of the news is trustworthy." Longtail Island, the island of the southern end of the Roasted Sea. From the looks of it, Admiral Blood previously planned on coming to Bayham, but the fight between Calvatua and Sea King Jan Cotman scared. Also, okay, you know what? Since we're already kind of gooning over Garamond Sparrow, I can't remember who did it, but to whoever put the Jan Cotman artwork in the Discord, 10 blessings on you and your family. 10 blessings on you and your family. Yep. I'll wear it right now. Because you know what? We've already done it. We've already started it. We're going to finish it. God damn. Oh! 10 blessings. So good. Yes, it probably is because of the intelligence offer. Thank you. Old Quinn didn't send a telegram to inform him. Klein felt pangs of regret and could only laminate how reality changed fast and his plans. He had planned to make... Hey! If you're gonna call me Goonette, use my honorific name to address me. Bitch. I don't want to hear... That's the other thing. I don't want to hear none of you guys talking any sort of smack if you're not gonna address me properly. Ain't none of y'all getting my blessings. Killing a single steel Mavetti ultimately lacks the shock and awe effect. Klein didn't say a word as he calmly looked at Donitz. Donitz felt a little uneasy from the intense stare as he gave a hollow chuckle. Admiral of Blood has fled. Your cooperation with Captain has come to an end, right? I can now return to the Golden Dream, right? Further developments can be done via your messenger. Klein pondered for a moment and took out a piece of paper from his pocket. He ain't letting you go. He ain't letting you go. He scribbled the method to summon his messenger. Following that, he flicked his wrist, sending a piece of paper out like a metallic plate. Donitz was a hunter at sequence 9, so he easily reached out and caught the piece of paper. He scanned it before a scarlet flame rose in his palm, burning the paper to ash. Even if I forget it, Captain will have a way of making me recall it. He paused and squeezed out a smile before asking again, I can now return to the golden... No! I can now return to the Golden Dream, right? Klein nodded slightly and said, yes? He's leaving? I can? Donitz held back the urge to pump his fist in the celebration, afraid that he would end up antagonizing the madman Garamond Sparrow. You're not going to antagonize him, but you're going to antagonize me! He smiled cautiously and said, I'll pay off the room for this period of time and buy a ship ticket. As you know, Bayham hasn't... Sorry for your ears. Hasn't been... As you know, BAM hasn't been calm recently. Captain doesn't wish for Golden Dream to dock the harbor here. At least you know how to settle the room's payment. Klein didn't say a word as he maintained his austere attitude. He draped himself with a coat and took his hat before walking towards his luxurious suite. When his back disappeared into the corner of the staircase and vanished from Donna's sight, Donna shrank back into the room and clenched his fists, pumping them into the air. Wonderful, wonderful, I'm finally free. He didn't delay in wearing his cap and heading to the front desk of the Windsor Inn. To settle the bill, he informed them that this didn't mean that he was checking out. Donitz quickly hit the streets and ran straight for a place known as the Seaweed Bar. He better get, dude, I'm so upset right now. He better get like beaten up or like kidnapped or something better happen to him where Garrett has to like Gehrman so sorry. Gehrman has to like save him and then like he's like, oh, I can't leave you. And then they just stay together. I love their dynamic. I don't want them to lose this dynamic. I don't want Donitz to be hurt. I want Gehrman to like jump in right before the hurting part happens. Oh, this is so upset. This is so upsetting. Invigorating. After he took a few steps, he suddenly noticed bounty poster pasted along. Yes! 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 Yes. His bounty posters pasted along the walls around the bed. Blazing Donitz, 5,500 pounds. He's not leaving Gehrman. He's not leaving him. He needs his protection. The posters were just 2 steps away from Donitz. That familiar face allowed for clear compassion with his cap-wearing face. Donitz clenched his teeth and revealed a sorrowful smile. He hurriedly pressed down his cap, nearly concealing his normal line of sight. But even so, he still felt uneasy. He went to a recent department store and bought a gray scarf. He wrapped it around his neck and hid his nose and mouth in it. At this point in time, Donitz relaxed somewhat as he sped up in pace and rushed for his destination. The Seaweed Bar was a place where gangs gathered. It was common for infamous pirates to appear there. Although this place wasn't like the Swordfish Bar or Amethyst Leaf Bar, Amorous Leaf Bar, it allowed access to a lot more information and resources. It had its own unique niche. It had many resourceful secret channels. What Donitz wanted to do was buy a scalp ticket and galangos, as this would need him to provide any identification. Bullseye, why would you say that? Why would you say that? Because now you've got me worried that something's gonna happen. He knew very well that, be it in the past or present, his bounty posters would be plastered across the ticket booth. He had bought the first-class ticket to the White Agate via the same methods as well. After entering the bar, Donitz didn't take his cap and scarf. He carefully surveyed the area and found Daniel, who sold scalp tickets. He didn't directly approach him and instead redirected his gaze from the thin and somewhat swarthy man who was in his 30s. He began searching for some unfamiliar. After a round of chores, Donitz squeezed through the crowd and arrived beside a lad who was drinking at the bar counter. He tapped him on the shoulder and suppressed his voice. "Do me a favor." I mean, here's the thing. All the old men that die in this, they were gonna die anyway. To be totally honest, as much as I love old Neil and I love old Coiler, it was kind of like taking them out of their misery, you know? The lad turned his head warily and ended up seeing a suspicious man. Hold up! No. I've never, ever in my life said that I wanted Captain Dunn to die. I would sacrifice everybody in this entire book for him to come back. Everybody in this book for him to come back. Don't ever put those words in my mouth. Done over everyone. And that's a fact. That is a fact. And he should have had more time in the book. We were robbed of him in the book. I think that him dying in including Gehrman. Yes, including Gehrman. He is still the best character. And I think there was so much potential and there was so much that could have happened. And I understand why he was killed off in Volume 1. However, I think that if he had stayed, he would have been such a good addition to the series. Yeah. Because here's the thing. Garamond would want me because he would also sacrifice himself for Dunn. Yeah. Anybody in their right mind would. See that guy over there? Buy me a ticket for Galengos tomorrow. He handed over 3 1-pound notes and chuckled. The rest is yours. Although the scalp tickets were much more expensive than the retail tickets, Galagos wasn't too far, making 3 more pounds than sufficient. Of course, this was also because the journey was relatively shorter and there was no need for him to buy a first-class ticket. The reason why Donitz didn't buy it himself was because he was worried that Daniel would recognize him, bringing him unwanted trouble. What? Why are we... Like Ervin Smith, Ervin? Because Here's the thing. I know. I'm about to give a very logical answer to this, and the only reason I'm gonna say, actually, fuck. No, because here's the thing. The only reason that Ervin Smith is above Captain Dunn is because we didn't get enough of Captain Dunn Smith. If he had not died at the end of Volume 1 and continued on in the books, I would say that he would be a better character. However, we had season 1, 2, and 3 of Ervin Smith, and I would say that he does beat Dunn Smith. But that's only because we didn't have enough. That's it. Whose character death was more emotional? I think Dunn Smith's character death was his death was more emotional. I think his death affected me more than Ervin's death affected me. That's what I would say. I would say Dunn's affected me more than Ervin's. But I would say Ervin is a better character than Dunn. That's all I would say. That's what I'm saying. I don't really know what happens next. I know, you know what? Here's the thing. I wouldn't sacrifice the mods for Captain Dunn Smith. I wouldn't. Harsh, on the other hand, I would sacrifice Harsh for Lenivus. So, do with that information what you will. Sure, you know what, Cami, if you want to get in there too, let's sacrifice you as well. Let's sacrifice you for you know what, Cami, I would sacrifice you for Old Coiler. We can knock you up a little bit of 1. Actually, Old Neil. Yeah. The reason why Donitz didn't buy himself was because he was worried that Danelle would recognize and bring on trouble. Back when his bounty was only a few dozen pounds, pirates and adventurers at his level would lower had to consider how many people were needed to take him down. The bounty received wasn't something they could make them forget about their fears toward Vice Admiral Iceberg and the risk of losing their lives. Hence, very few people would take the initiative to attack him. As such, his safety was pretty much guaranteed in such black markets. But now his bounty rewards had already reached 5,500 pounds. Even if several people joined forces, the amount of money each of them could get was a sizable sum. Furthermore, there were many people out at sea who were desperados. Apart from that, there would be people who found their own bounties too low and wished to prove their strength. These people would definitely challenge a target like Donitz, who was infamous, but was a little risk. I do like poetry. Fun fact, I used to write poetry. Yep. And I still have all of the poems I used to write. And they were good. They were really good. You know what? Maybe if you're lucky, maybe if you're lucky one day, I'll read a poem for you. I'll read a poem for you one day. It was precisely because of this that Donitz was afraid that Danelli would betray. Well, I think I've read this so many times. Therefore, he hired a random person to buy on his behalf. The lad held the cash and gave it to Donitz. Another look before getting up from his seat. He then walked to Danelli. He deliberately slowed down his footsteps. When he walked past some drug guards, he whispered to them. When Donitz saw the scene, he suddenly became guarded. He thought of a problem. With him acting suspicious, it was very obvious that there was a problem with him. He was a perfect target for being betrayed. Once we're finished this chapter, I'll read you a poem. There's only 2 more pages left. I feel like I would be a Leonard if I was any character in this. No, I don't think I'd be a Leonard if I was any character in this. I don't know what character I'd be. Maybe we'll do a character quiz, and we'll see who I would be most like. At this, Pirate clearly knew the group of people were planning to betray him. Blue Eyes Maith still had a few rather powerful subordinates. Donitz didn't hesitate to get up and head for the bar's back door. Why? I like Leonard. Why are we dissing on me? Why? His speed increased to an alleged force himself through the drunkards and escaped from the bar. Then, with his rich anti-tracking skills, he completely escaped from the group of people. Donitz didn't dare to stay on the street since it was already dark. The patrolling police and soldiers would begin increasing. He went straight back to the Windsor Inn and opened the door to a luxurious suite. Inside, he saw Cameron Sparrow admiring the dusk. Donitz had thought he had forced a smile. There's something I forgot to mention it just now. Captain wishes to ask if you have any interest in meeting her at Galagos. That was a question he had previously kept secret. He had planned on returning to tell his captain that Cameron Sparrow wasn't interested, but now he realized that he had a low chance of surviving in Bayham once he was separated from the crazy adventurer. See, I knew they weren't gonna separate. He's not gonna leave him. You guys can have 4s. I don't want her. And you can have her. Yeah, no, see, that's the thing, is I was like, you ain't gonna get, because Dara, I will read my poem. I will read one of my poems to you. Poem time. Fail to accomplish. I love how that's the title, as I'm about to read one of my poems. I also ship Mr. Fool above the gray fog with 4s. Ew! Why? Why are we doing that? Did you just say I'm just like 4s? Take it back. Take it back. Take it back! I don't want to hear that. That's not nice. Okay, let me find this bitch. Oh, dude, I gotta go. It's down here. Okay. Okay, is it? No, I think it's up a little bit more. Okay, let me see if I can find it. Let me see. I found one. Yeah, Fourth can spell and she can read, so she's fucking boring. I can't wait to drop my video tomorrow of me ranking all the characters and putting 4s at the bottom fucking tier. Fighter. Okay, let me see this. I don't know if I have all of them, but I think... Why did I bring this up? These are so bad. These because these are poems that I wrote, I think in like 10th grade. So a long time ago. These are poems that I wrote like a minute ago. Let me find one. Dude, okay, I'm gonna get this one. This one, I thought I was so... No, bro, this one, the title of this one is No Questions Will Be Answered. Keep in mind, I was 15 years old. I was 15 years old when I did this. This is about war. And it was a poem where you had to put a question mark after each one. Oh my god. Okay, title. Hold up. Are we all ready? Are we all ready for my poetry? Okay. No questions will be answered. That is the title of this one. What is war? Am I the watcher of it? Am I the supplier of it? Have they dreamt the dream of it? Have they only created a showcase for it? Who started it? Who will end it? Who... Would they end it? Would they enhance it? Will I join it? Will I revolt against it? Am I just as bad as it? Am I the part... Wait, what did I write here? Am I part them who've caused it? Apparently I couldn't spell that either. What's your end game for it? What's their end game for it? Will there always be it? Will there ever be no it? What is war? Bro, I thought I was fucking Robert Frost with that shit when I was 15 years old. I gave it to my teacher and I was like, yo, A++. Give me a contract right now. Oh, dude, this one, I'm gonna do one more. This is called The Turnaround of Life by Dara Bachelor. The unknown betrayal. I was 15 years old. What the fuck was I on? I was 15 years old living in fucking suburban little white town in interior BC. The turnaround of life. The unknown betrayal. The lonely nights. The sea of tears. The cats named Oliver and Charlie. I don't know who the fuck Oliver and Charlie are. The dogs named Rover and Max. Contagious laughs. The warm cuddles. The lawful commitment. Love is a ride. It does not end the way we seem to think it does. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for coming. Dude. Yo, dude. Shakespeare been real fucking quiet. That was so good. I've got so many of these. They're all crazy. Yeah. Cat. Yeah. I don't really know who Oliver and Charlie was, but I was just like, yeah, these cats. I have another one called Not My Choice. You would think I was like so fucking depressed as a 15-year-old little girl. Like living in the slums, no parents. No. Dude, teenage angst was real. Okay, I'm actually gonna read this one real quick and then we're gonna get back to the book. This is my last one because this one's also kind of fucking crazy. Now that I'm reading this, I don't know what 15-year-old Dara was going through. I forgot I still had this on. Okay, we're gonna have the monocle inside as I read Not My Choice by Dara Bachelor. How dare the robins sing a sweet song of sorrow? How dare the flowers grow a beautiful bubbling blue of despair? How dare the children laugh a perfect melody of melancholy? How dare the wind whistle a calming storm? How dare the sun show a cold gaze? How dare the world keep turning a straight line? How dare you betray me, a loving friend? Bro, why? I don't know if me and my friend got into a fight and I was just like... This was 10 years ago. I was 15 years old. I'm 25 now. There you go. And 15-year-old Dara was really going through it. No, that's what I'm saying. Is I'm like, which one of... Because the last sentence is, how dare you betray me, a loving friend? So I'm like, who turned their back on me? Like, who did I lose at 15 years old that I was like, fuck you? That's crazy. Dude, I don't know. Maybe I need to start writing poetry again. Because I put out some bangers. Banger, I hardly know her. I put out some bangers. This is crazy. And then for that, I just had a big old... There it is. Poetry by Dara Bachelor. Crazy. I don't know where any more are. Those are the only ones I could find right now. But I know that I have like a giant stack of them. I have a giant stack of them. And I remember my mom and dad were going to throw them out. And I was like, if you throw these out, I will run away. How dare you take my hard work, my beautiful blood, sweat, and tear and hard work, and you throw this away? Reading these back, I'm like, fucking throw them away with Oliver and what was the other cat's name? With Oliver and Charlie. I think my parents like my poems. I don't know. I remember I would just... I don't know. I just remember... Bachelor's my last name, bro. What do you mean? Bachelor's my last name. I think I would just like write the poems and then I would give them to my parents and they'd be like, we're busy working and making sure that like you have a roof over your head. And I was like, put that down. I wrote poetry. That's more important right now. And I would like give them my poems and be like, you better fucking read these. Bachelor's my last name, yeah. Yeah, hold up. I'm gonna do a little name drop, because, yeah, we putting the government name out. See, here's the thing. I grew up with 5 siblings, so I'm like a bit of an attention whore. I'm also the oldest, so I lost a lot of attention growing up. So, yeah, I'm gonna put my whole name out there, because I you know, love attention. There is a whole lineage of bachelors. We are aware. Yeah. Bachelor's my last name. Yep. Crazy, right? Yeah, I always joke. I'm like, when I get married, if I get married, BATCHELOR. Yeah, there's a nice little T in there because I'm special. I always joke that when I get married, and if I get married, I don't know if anybody's ever gonna want to marry me. That I won't be a bachelor anymore, and I'll get to get rid of my last name. Yeah. It's already out there. My full name is on every platform of my social media. Even her last name is misspelled. Yeah. Not even my ancestors could spell. It's genetic. It's hereditary. That's all it is. Maybe I should change it. Okay, let's read the next chapter. I'm done with my poetry. Head to Galagos to meet Vice Admiral Iceberg Edwina Edwards. Klein was taken aback, nearly frowning in the process. This wasn't something he considered unacceptable, but instead of what is my thing? I can't believe I just also have this on. This is just gonna be chilling. It was possible for him to be inspired and gain information for his subsequent adventures. Gehrman Bachelor has a nice ring to it, though, doesn't it? Dara and Gehrman Bachelor. Yeah. It works. That's my man. That's my man. Gehrman Bachelor. Dara Sparrow? Dara Sparrow just doesn't have a nice ring to it. Gehrman Bachelor? That's a nice ring. Yeah, no, we just have so I put this on when I was doing a little skit earlier, and it was really hard to take it off, so I just like flipped it around, and then I flipped it back, and now it's just there, you know? And now she is just chilling. In high sequence potion formulas, one more friend, one more channel. Klein suddenly muttered the sentence before taking out a heavy gold coin. He divined if there was any danger in front of blazing donuts. There is! Go get your boy! Go save your boy. The shiny gold coin flipped into the air and tumbled down onto Klein's palm, tails facing up. Bullseye, what crawled up your ass before this stream, okay? Get off my dick, bro. Like, why? Bachelor's a really pretty last name. This implied a negative response, which meant that there wasn't much danger meeting Vice Admiral Iceberg Edwina in Galagos. Klein shifted his gaze upwards at donuts and calmly said, "Okay." On the yeah, you know what, Bullseye, you actually Dara Bachelor is such a pretty name. I know it's like more of a unique name. Dara itself is just like a unique name, but I feel like Bachelor's cool. It sounds cool to the ear. I'm pretty sure Dara means compassionate. The spelling is like something different, but I think the name itself is like compassion. Yeah, my name means compassion, which is why I'm so nice. Thank you very much. I love how I say my name means compassion and everyone's like, yeah, that's a fucking lie. It does. I promise it does. I'm actually very nice when it doesn't come to you guys. On the captain's behalf, I thank you all for accepting the invitation. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. I do have a nice pretty name. My middle name is awful, but other than that, well, it's not awful. It's just very foreign. Yeah. I'll first head to the washroom. Head to the washroom? You mean you plan on heading out later to buy a ticket from me? Donnet's gaze followed. Garamond Sparrow body as he sharply read in between the lines. After using spirit dowsing to confirm things above. I'm already getting aggressive. Yeah, I know. Garamond's fiery body as he sharply read in between the lines. After using spirit dowsing to confirm things above the grey fog, Klein washed his hands and left the washroom and said to Donnets, let's go. Me? Donnets pointed to himself. Klein put on his coat and nodded. There's no need to, right? You can directly find Elend and get him to help us buy 2 tickets. In this rare occasion, Donnets sincerely provided a suggestion. Klein coldly swept his glance across him and didn't say a word. He wore his hat and went out the door. Donnets trembled and swallowed in his second suggestion of buying fake identification documents and use Garamond Sparrow's ability to change appearance to buy 2 tickets via official channels. Oh, you guys want to know my social security number? Yeah, of course. It's I'll just whip it out for you guys right now. Let me just wrap those numbers real quick. He wanted a scarf around him. Once again, he pressured down on the cap before quickly following Garamond Sparrow. After nearly 20 minutes, Klein pointed ahead where there was a noisy commotion. Is it there? That was the seaweed bar where Donnets had failed to accomplish the purchase of the scalp tickets. Yes, Donnets never expected them to circle over and was momentarily stunned. Along the way, he had roughly described his earlier experience, therefore he wasn't sure why Garamond Sparrow would return here. We already have 31 clips? That's crazy. Amid his thoughts, he suddenly had a guess as he blurted, "Are you going to seek revenge for me? This fellow might be crazy, but he's quite nice to his friends. His act of venturing out into Banksy Harbor for Elend and the others is an example." Donnets couldn't help but reflect on the matter. Klein shot him a glance and didn't say a word. He whined his strides, walking into the seaweed bar. There's really no need. Donnets followed behind as he weakly persuaded him. To him, it wasn't afraid of escalating the matter. He would have baked those bunch of backstabbing bastards in cement and sank them to the bottom of the sea. The bar was noisy and lively. The local music reverberated through it, bringing about a trance-like feeling. Donnets seriously surveyed the area in an attempt to find the bunch of backstabbers, as well as the infamous pirate Blue Eyes meth. That's not meth. As well as the infamous pirate Blue-Eyed Meath? Yeah. Honestly, if I was a pirate and because I have blue eyes, my pirate name just Blue-Eyed Meth. Just call me Blue-Eyed Meth. That Denelli. Donitz casually introduced the black market merchant. What a pity that this place is too chaotic. Oh no, I said meth. METH. What a pity that this place is too chaotic. I've had no idea if that group of people are still around. He thought with some regret. Klein traced his gaze and touching creeping hunger with his right hand. He turned his head and looked to Donitz, saying with his usual expression, "Take off your scarf, and then the rest of your clothes." What? His tone was akin to instructing Donitz to buy a glass of beer. Donitz was left stunned on the spot as he worried. He didn't actually say to take off the rest of the clothes. I added that part. Donitz was left stunned on the spot as he wondered if he had heard wrong. Don't worry, you didn't hear wrong, Donitz. Klein widened the end of his mouth and said, "Take off your scarf, don't make me repeat thrice." Oh my god, he's getting so aggressive. Why? Donitz choked back his question under the icy cold and crazy stare. He blankly removed his scarf in puzzlement, and he had baffling feeling that the people around him were sizing him up and also recognizing him as the great pirate worth 5,500 pounds, blazing Donitz. Klein maintained a smile and concealed madness and continued instructing, "Take off your cap." Wait, is he he's... I was joking about him getting to take off his clothes. He's actually just like, yo, strip for me. He's just throwing out some ones. In an instant, Donitz felt as though he had been struck by lightning. He nearly leaped up. "I'll be recognized." Under Gammon Sparrow's stare, his voice became softer and softer. At this point in time, he had already understood what Gammon Sparrow was up to. "He wishes to use my worth as 5,500 pounds as bait to fish out those greedy pirates and powerhouses." Okay, here's the thing. If you hadn't read anything else, like nothing else, and you just read this little snippet of the series, you would think that Gehrman is a pimp and Donitz is his whore. Absolutely. You're just like, yo, Donitz, and also Donitz is a bottom. Like, this is fully like an alpha protecting his omega. But you would think that Donitz is a prostitute and Gehrman is his pimp. And he's pimping him out right now. And that's just what this is. To think I thought he was nice to his friend a moment ago. No, why would I ever consider him my friend? This son of a bitch. Donitz kept cursing inwardly with vulgarities. He couldn't put up any resistance since he knew how crazy Gammon Sparrow was. You know what's going crazy? This section of the book. Maybe it's just me, but I don't know. It's probably this. It's probably this thing. This was a madman who was even thinking of hunting a pirate admiral. Donitz revealed a twisted smile as he slowly turned his head back. He took his cap off and slowly walked towards Denelli. Around him, gazes swept past him, a pause for 2 seconds before they were retracted. As the drunkards moved away from him like a receding tide, they opened a wide path for him as though the ocean was split. Upon seeing their reaction, Donitz was surprised at the turn of events despite his horror and concerns. Dude, no, because I just saw 100 pounds per back shot in the fucking chat. That's crazy. That's crazy. Upon seeing their reaction, Donitz... Because here's the thing. I think that if Gehrman was in a pinch with money, he would pimp out Donitz. Absolutely. I think he would be like, you know what? We just gotta do what we gotta do. And he would pimp out his boy. And that's just the facts. This is the... You know what? I wonder... He might pimp out himself. I wonder if he would. I think so. If he needed to, because he has the faceless, so he could just change it up, and he would go do it, and then nobody would know. This is what it feels like to be the center of attention. Damn it. I heard someone say my name. Someone is whispering, blazing. Donitz knew he had been recognized as he walked forward anxiously. He hung his hands down to prepare to do battle. Among the crowd, blue-eyed meth blurted out, "Donitz, blazing Donitz," with his one tooth. whistling as he's yelling. His subordinates exchanged looks and said exactly, "Boss, it's really blazing done. It's 5,500 pounds. Shall we attack?" Meth narrowed his azure blue eyes and raised his left arm, slapping the back of his subordinate's head. "You stupid ass." His one tooth. "You stupid ass." As it's like going in the wind. Blazing Donuts were a stupid ass like you. I would have been killed numerous times. He dared to appear here because he's not afraid of being attacked. He is a powerhouse hiding behind him. As his pimps lurking in the shadows. Meth suddenly felt horrified as he looked around. He suspected that fight. That bisexual iceberg, Edwina arrived in the city of generosity. Bam! Through the gaps in between the crowd, he saw a young gentleman in a black double-breasted frock coat. He wore a half-top hat and a black hair with brown eyes. He looked thin, but he had an angled face. Without any words, Meth's spiritual perception told him that there was a terrifying existence. His high spiritual perception had previously brought him numerous troubles, but it was also helped him successfully evade even more dangers. "Let's go." As he ordered. Then, with the help of the patrons blocking him, he fled from the bar's back door, just like how Donuts did previously. Donuts came right back in front of Danelli, whilst shuddering in fear before buying 2 tickets to Gallegos from the bank of horrified opponent. Even after he turned the way he came and received the signal from Garen Sparrow to walk out of the bar, he didn't notice anyone suddenly assaulting him. Yo, Garen suggested they go in the back door? What? Isn't it said that there are many desperados among pirates? Indeed, the last minute and rush trap is hardly effective. Something abnormal usually implies that something is amiss. Of course, one can use the abnormality to scare the enemy. Unfortunately, Klein pressed down on his hat before following Donuts out. At that moment in time, Donuts loitered around the street lamps when he saw Garen Sparrow walk out. He barely smiled and said, "Can I wear my scarf and cap already?" Haha, that group of cowards. Yes, Klein didn't stop as he sped up once he reached the other end of the street. Donna's pupils contracted as he hurriedly chased after him in inquiry. "Why are we suddenly running?" Klein didn't turn his head as he calmly said, "Do you wish to stay here to be invited back to the mandated punishers?" As he spoke, he took out a paper figurine, threw it out, and burned it to ash. Only then did Donut snap to his senses. Although the group of cowards didn't dare to attack him, they definitely had the courage to report him. If it was successfully taken down, he still had the chance of receiving part of the reward. They ran all the way into the scheduled alley before Garen Sparrow stopped. Only then did Donuts have the time to wrap his scarf properly and wear his cap. We're all heading now, Donuts asked with a slight pant. Klein glanced at him. "Fine, Ellen." The corners of Donut's mouth twitched, yearning to throw a fireball over. To buy tickets to the Dilianus Island, Klein added in his pass through the alley. Dilianus Island was the first island past the south of the Rorschach Archipelago. Right, there's a ship there that... Sometimes I always think that I say the craziest thing, and then I look at what Bullseye puts in chat, and I'm like, I'm not even close. To buy tickets to... right, there's a ship there that heads to Gallegos. Now, with everyone's attention focused on their liners from Bam to Gallegos, no one would imagine that we take a detour to Dilianus Island and travel there. Donuts followed as he was enlightened. On Tuesday morning, Klein personally helped Donuts don a disguise, making him look like a mixed blood who wore gold-rimmed glasses. Although there was no way of using his faceless powers, it was still at least 10 times better than Donuts' own attempt at disguising himself. They successfully boarded the ship and prepared to head south to Dilianus Island Harbor. The journey was expected to take 10 hours. Whoosh. The liner left the harbor and steered into the sea. Under the bright sunlight, thin clouds, the blue skies and hydropower were ship were silently sailed through the gentle waves amid the cold breeze all the way into the afternoon. At this moment, Klein was inside the cabin pondering over some content in the Book of Secrets. Donitz was panicking about, thinking about how he could brag to his mates. Suddenly their vision darkened as though the clouds and drifted over the blot of the sun. Klein subconsciously looked out and saw that the gigantic pitch-black sailboat had appeared. At some moments in time, it nearly 100 meters. I'm reading the plot. I'm following the plot. I don't know what's going on over there, but I'm following the plot. Suddenly, your vision darkened as though the cloud had drifted over the blot of sun. Klein subconsciously looked out and saw that the gigantic pitch-black sailboat had appeared at some moments in time. It was nearly 100 meters long as it had its sail fully open. By the side were rows of cannons. Before it approached, it steered into different directions, but it still made the surroundings seem to have a black sun pass by. Donitz revealed a reverent and apprehensive look. That was mixed with longing, but aberrant look. He hissed before whispering in a dreamy manner, "Black Emperor." Chapter 575. Guys, we've actually read so many chapters today, considering everything that we've been doing. I'm actually really proud of us. I want to react. I want to know what Wiz. Yeah. I'll probably see Riz's reaction to my clip. Because here's the thing. I feel like, I don't know, because I haven't, oh my god. I haven't really watched much of Wiz's or Easy's stuff. However, I feel like their streams are very different vibe from mine. I'll react on stream to it because I think it'd be really funny. Am I getting more? Oh my god, am I getting a bigger honorific name? I don't know why I grabbed my foot. Am I getting a bigger honorific name? I'm like really excited now. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking each of us have like a very different vibe. A clip, dude. A clip of a clip of a clip. Clipception. I don't know why Goonet wasn't in my honorific name to begin with. It's almost like you guys don't even know me. You guys know my full first and last name and my age, and you didn't even give me a proper honorific, like, name? How dare you? First off, I don't think Easy and Wiz's streams are the same because they're very different people. We probably all just have, like, very different. But that's the joy of it, because you get differences on each one. You know? No, we're not adding that harsh. I'm not a racist. And we're not going to spread that information out there, that rhetoric, that slander out there on my name. No. Confused or misunderstanding things. Wizard cursing and being means that you're... Oh my god, draw me as one of the gods? Can I be one of the cool gods? Can I be like, are we talking the gods in this? Can I be a cool god? Yes. Which ones are left? Because I want to be like a cool god of the spectrum. You know what? Bullseye, sometimes you really crack me up. Sometimes you really just, you know, brighten my whole day. Oh, thank you. I got it. I'm gonna react to this after. Can you draw me, wanna be... You would make a whole new design from scratch? Can I have that? Can I have that? From what you've seen, from what you've seen, whatever you think I would be. Free reign. Free permission. Draw whatever you want. I will accept anything. As long as it's me. I think we've already established. Goddess of Despair. There's so many names you could use. Chapter 575. Hey, yo, keep it PG here. This is a family-friendly channel, okay? I don't know if you guys did get the memo. This is a family-friendly channel. Okay, damn. We got like a whole ass thing there. Part of it. Bro, why we gotta call me out like that? Why we... Whoa. Whoa! Ain't no way that flag isn't... No. Oh, sorry. Read it out loud, my honorific name. Can someone send my honorific name in again and I'll read it? And then I'm gonna go back to reading, like, the actual story, you know, what I'm actually here to do. Is this it? Architect of questionable passion, summoner of chemistry that defines sanity, the almighty shipper above the fan. Oh, no. Okay. The omniscient Gounet. I like that one. That one's also really good. Hold up. I know it was up here somewhere. I just don't know where it is. Oh, here it is. Is this what I'm supposed to read? Architect of questionable passion, summoner of chemistry that defines sanity, the almighty shipper above fans, praise the Gounet. I didn't read it. There's so many. I'm trying to get it. I think I got it though. I like it. I think it's good. I think it's creative. Ooh. I think it's, oh my god, my hair just did like a whole hair thing there. I think it's good. I'll read it again. Architect of questionable passion, summoner of chemistry that defines sanity, the almighty shipper above the fans, praise the Gounet. And then we can have like a little drawing. And then we can have a drawing of me as a goddess of whatever you want to draw. Or a god. I mean, I don't really care. Fuck it. Gender bender that shit. Make it cool. Oh, that'd be so fun. Chapter 575. Okay, I'm gonna read, this might be the last chapter I read, and then I'm gonna react to Wiz's reaction to me. Because I also really want to see that. Upon seeing the gigantic black sailboat, Klein's first reaction was fear and wariness. He suspected that the demigod, king of the five seas Nas, was here for him. Oh my god, can you please? I want to see the drawing. I think that'd be so cool. Chemistry that defines. I actually am a pharmacist. I have my pharmacist degree. No, I fucking don't. I don't have my pharmacist degree. But he quickly refuted the guess. That's really cool that you actually have it. No, that's really cool that you actually have it. I don't. I'm really proud of you. Appear in the real world. Ever since he came out to sea, there were only 2 or 3 times that he appeared due to the summoning before it quickly entered the spirit world. With the Grey Fog screening abilities and the Carded Blasphemy, Anti-Divination, Anti-Prophecy trait, it's impossible for Nas to lock on to me. Klein calmed down as he got up and walked towards the window. Together with Donitz, he looked at the Black Emperor, which defied sailboat logic. I know, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, I don't. That'd be really cool if I did. But, yeah. No. Bullseye, okay, here's the thing. I used to think numero uno op was harsh, close second Cammy. Bullseye, you actually, during this stream, you were like, it was like harsh, Cammy, and then like you were, where am I? Harsh, Cammy, and then you were like right here. You have just skyrocketed to number one op. Just so you're aware. Just so you're aware. Come at me. It's fucking on site. Just so you're aware. The gigantic ship slowly approached the massive shadows, and in the scene, the deck became increasingly clear. Sailors were either washing the deck or bragging the sailboats. I keep forgetting that I have this on. None of them had to draw their cutlasses or guns. There was no sign of them planning to plunder the ship. Near the cabin, there was a molten stone chair that was 2 or 3 meters high. On it sat a colossal man that was comparable to a giant. Before he could take to Nast's appearance, Donis couldn't help but lower his head, and his body became numb and trembled to the point of prostrating himself. Yeah, fucking stand on business. Beat your ass up. Klein also sensed that, I'm kidding, I wouldn't do that. I'm a lover, not a fighter. What can I say? I want her to fly. Before he couldn't take Danast's appearance, Donitz couldn't help but lower his head as his body became numb and trembled to the point of prostrating himself. Can someone look up the definition of prostrating me? Because whenever I see the fucking word, every time I see the word prostrating, I think of prostate. And I'm like, I have questions. Prostrating. To lie face down on the ground as a hold up. Prostrating, oh. I had it. Kneeling down, yeah. It's to lie or kneel down as a sign of submission. I think I just found my new favorite word. Klein also sensed the inexplicable sense of might and awe. He didn't forcibly resist. He kept his head up and continued looking at Nast. This head had a high chance of attracting his attention, bringing him unwanted trouble. As a person with many... Bye, have a good night. Thank you so much for coming. As a person with many secrets, he had to bow his head when required. Klein retracted his gaze as he admired the rugs on the deck. After the unknown period of time, he saw the sunlight illuminate the area against the shadow vanish. He looked up and could no longer see the gigantic pitch-black sailboat. The wind and the seas were calm and the skies were clear. Why would he suddenly be here? Wasn't it said that he would still at the fog scene? Wait, he was still at the fog scene recently? Donitz frowned as he muttered to himself in puzzlement. The Black Emperor can cruise through the spirit world, so it's very normal for it to come all the way from the fog sea in a span of a few days. This is also probably one of the reasons why Nas is the greatest of the 4 kings, Klein thought to himself. He believed that Nas was lured by the Black Emperor card, but it was likely that Nas could only determine a vague area. Klein retracted his gaze and sat down in his thought. Nothing happened. The straight line distance between Bayham and Dillonus wasn't great, but a sufficient safe sea route was filled with twists and turns, so it took the liner until sunset before it reached the dock. After that, Klein changed his appearance and used a fake identity to buy 2 early tickets and set off before it got dark. They arrived at Gargust at dawn. Donitz didn't enter the city and instead brought Klein on a detour to a private harbor. They then took a simple fishing boat and set off to sea. After nearly 2 hours, Klein saw a sailboat, which was dozens of meters long. It was clean and produced a golden luster from sunlight reflected on it. Compared to the similar sailboats, it appeared extremely special. Although the central axis was the main cannon, which was stacked with symbols and patterns, faint but pure light swirled around it. This is cannon of purification. It can only be used 10 times before 6 priests of light are needed to hold a ritual. They will pray to the corresponding deity to fill it up with spirituality. Donitz introduced smugly. I'm 5'4". Yeah. No, I'm not only 5'2", I'm 5'4". So, like, I'm still pretty short, but I'm 5'4". You guys are just getting all the information out. Okay, well, I was malnutritioned as a child, okay? So I couldn't grow to be tall. I'm nearly 7 years younger than you, Dara. Shut the fuck up, okay? I was malnutritioned. I couldn't grow to explain to her brain damage. Dude, I walk into them. Because that's the thing, is like, I notice I just kind of like, I walk into them. Yeah, right? A gigantic version of charm after... How much is 5'4"? Like in centimeters? Oh, I'm 164, I think? 164 centimeters? 165 centimeters? I don't know. It's on my ID. It's something like that, though. Or one that can nurture priests of light. Klein remembered stoic as he mumbled inwardly. Back when he first saw the golden dream of Donitz's dream. Wait, the golden dream in Donitz's dream. Yeah, I think I'm 164 centimeters. He had seen an ironclad warship and its main cannon had left a deep impression on him, causing him to reproduce it in his dreams. To Klein's surprise, the Golden Dream really had something that required extremely copious amounts of knowledge and mysticism. It wasn't something an ordinary faction could produce. Soon the Golden Dream dispatched and dingy and quickly steered towards the fishing boat. Donitz spread his hands open before clenching them tightly. He jumped down and landed in the dingy with... Oh, it's not dingy, it's dingy. Duh. Without causing it to shake, he whistled and struck his palms to the pirate who had steering his... I can't read. He whistled and struck palms of the pirate who was steering. He found the former feeling of ruling over the ocean again. However, this excitement didn't last long. As the dinghy behind him suddenly dipped a little, one more person had joined them. I forgot about this madman. Donitz wiped away his smile and sat down. Klein observed the pirate. Bro, he literally ran to go get help from Klein, and then Klein's like, okay, cool, I'm coming with you then. And he's like, ugh, fine. He's such a bratty little bottom. Klein observed the pirates and pressed down his hat. He sat down calmly without a word. Before long, he landed on the deck of the Golden Dream and saw Vice Admiral Iceberg Edwina Edwards standing in silence. This pirate admiral was nearly identical to how she looked when they met in the dreams. There weren't any changes to her hair or looks. She now wore dark trousers with a pair of leather boots instead of wearing a dress. She also had a valiant bearing to her wisdom and beauty. She's more like a pirate this time than a teacher. Klein nodded gently and smiled politely. Good morning, ma'am, Captain. Good morning, Mr. Gehrman. It's actually Mr. Bachelor. Thank you very much. Edwina replied with a smile. She turned around and walked to the spot where fishing nets were being hung out to dry. She signaled the pirates to walk away and get busy with their own work. Fishing nets. I have a new record. Oh my god, I broke a record? Yay! I don't know if I should be proud of that, but yay. As expected, a pirate crew that's more like treasure hunters. This is in preparation to improve their meals. Klein followed in silence. Donitz very naturally found a few of his companions he was most familiar with to have drinks and to brag to. Of course, he didn't let down his guard. From time to time, he would glance over, afraid that the captain would end up exchanging blows with Gammon Sparrow. He was ready to get to his companions to join the brawl at any moment. This time, Klein didn't wait for Edwina to explain why she had invited them. After 2 seconds of silence, he asked, "What do you know of Tracy?" Garen's not in a relationship with Fours. That's disgusting. If he's gonna leave me for anyone, it's not gonna be Fours. He planned on asking the question before listening to Edwina's motives. He waited to prevent himself from being embarrassed to ask further. After rejecting the request, he couldn't agree. Tracy, Edwina's eyes quivered a little. She's a demoness, a sequence 5 demoness of affliction. Oh my god, I learned a new sequence in my pathway. Woohoo! Demoness. Klein nearly lost it. He felt that his fate seemed to be intertwined with the demoness's. Garen's fate is because of me. First it was Witch Trissy, and then there was the Demoness of Pleasure, Madame Sharon, and then there was the Demoness of Pleasure, Trissy Creek, and a high-ranking demoness he only heard the voice of. Now there was another Demoness Affliction, Tracy, and Dara. Edwina didn't sense the upheavals he was going through and continued, "She's different from the typical demoness. She has her own ideals and pursuits. She's quite an oddity." Okay, yo, bets in the chat. Was it actually a woman or was it a man that transitioned? Bets in the chat. Put your bets in now. We're gonna find out. She says, "I don't need to pursue." She's quite an oddity in the demoness sect. However, she would still work for the organization, doing such work as human trafficking or something else. Not awesome. Don't love that. Different from the typical demoness. Sequence 8 demoness path. Okay, Dara, what's your sequence 8 demoness pathway? Isn't sequence 8 assassin? Oh my god, thank you, Bullseye. You called me beautiful. And trans women are real women, so you can fucking clip that and ship that one right there. Nine is assassin. Okay, what's 8? I know 7 is witch. I know. No, shh. 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 It's our little secret. Nobody has to know. Nobody has to know, you guys. Shh. Shh. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shh. 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 Instigator. Sorry, it was Instigator. That's my bad. That's my bad. It was Instigator. It goes Assassin, Instigator, Witch, Pleasure, and now this one, which is Affliction. However, he couldn't be certain because not every demoness was the result of a man changing into a woman. There were real women who wished to become an assassin. Oh, whoa. However, I'm different from typical demoness. She doesn't give She doesn't give up on herself and chooses to give pleasure to women. Klein suddenly thought of red-haired Helen. However, he couldn't be certain because not every demoness was the result of a man changing into a woman. There were real women who wished to become an assassin. After asking for the details, Klein deliberately and asked, "We met Nast and his Black Emperor on the way here. In recent months, matters involve you, Senior Tracy, and Nast have happened in this area of the sea. This is rather abnormal." Oh, God. Harsh, what'd you ask? What would you say? Sharon is part of the prisoner pathway. Did I get it right? Okay. See? 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 I know. This wasn't even including the recent recruitment Terror Club member Admiral of Stars. Don't bring up Sleepless right now. I'm still not over it. It was Nightmare. Oh, wait, no, it's not Nightmare. You're gonna choose the other one. Shut the fuck up. In terms of probability, this wasn't indeed quite abnormal. Of course, Klein had some theories, but he wished to see if Vice Admiral Iceberg was able to provide some fresh insight. Edwina listened without saying a word. She pulled the edge of the flashing net and held it out in front of her. She took out the fountain pen, a brass dagger, metallic boltings, and other fillings from her pocket. I don't know why I'm using this voice to do this. Intersection of her belt and placed them on the spread out net. They latched on firmly without moving. It didn't seem like there would be any interaction between them. I don't really know why we were doing that accent. At this moment, Edwina bent over and picked up the rock used to press down the net. She placed it in the middle of the open net. The net immediately depressed, causing the surroundings to contract. The fountain pen, daggers, and bottles tumbled towards the center and gathered beside the rock. It's probably something like this. Some unknown existence has appeared in the net of fate, and it's pulling us towards it. Edwina explained simply, "This is like an actual model of the law of convergence for bionic characteristics." Klein thought as he nodded. With regards to this, with both enlightened but puzzled as well. He was enlightened because, holy fuck, was that hard to read. Because Edwina's explanation was nearly the same as his guess, but he was puzzled because it could only used to analyze the problems. The King of the Five Seas Nass appeared because of me, of Vice Admiral Ailment Tracy, can be barely explained since I did come into contact with Trissy Creek. That's not what we're doing right now. As for Vice Admiral Iceberg, the Admiral Blood, I can find a reason. Perhaps it's purely coincidence. Besides, it's the later they attracted, the former out. Clyde retracted his gaze and asked about something else. Then he said, "Ma'am, Captain, is there a reason for inviting me here?" Edwina gave him a deep look and said, "Your identity indicates that you came from Backlund. According to what I know, the identity isn't authentic enough. There's no powerful bounty hunter named Garamond Sparrow from there." Clocked. The faction backing you is very powerful. Furthermore, it is quite an extensive network of Backlund you manage. So, to so quickly notice a problem with my identity. Klein didn't panic as he smiled calmly. Everyone will have some secrets. Edwina remained silent for a few seconds without pressing the issue. She then said, "Not long before Calvatua died, you sacrificed something to it." Klein turned his head slightly and swept his gaze across Donitz, who was drinking a beer. Cough, cough, alarmed. Donitz spewed the beer all over himself. Klein tracked his gaze and didn't deny or admit it was as he looked at Vice Admiral Iceberg. Edwina continued without a change in expression. After Calvatua died, the sea god is still replying to its believers. Chapter 576, Vice Admiral Iceberg's collector's room. It's not hollow. There's gears in here. There's gears. Okay, we're gonna stop here. We made it, like, pretty far. We did, like, 4 chapters. But I do want to react to Wiz's reaction of me. So I'm gonna do that really quick. It might lag. That's just... We have more than 50 clips. That's crazy. It might lag, fair warning. Blame Harsh. There's so many clips here. Did you send it? Because I cannot find it anywhere, bro. At what point did you send this? Oh no, I'm looking at the ones from when I did slam poetry. Slam poetry, waving my hands. Did you send it? I don't know where it is. Am I just blind? Okay. I got it. I got it. I know. Is it like really lagging? It's bad. Like I feel like it was probably like really. I knew it was gonna lag. Maybe one day. You know what? One day we will get the internet fixed. Just not today. Who said I'm blind, autistic, and illiterate? Never said that in my life. I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm gone. Oh my god. I'm gone. Okay. Well, cries of the chat part 2. It was really awesome having you guys here. Loved it so much. Hopefully we can do it again sometime. Really awesome. I'm back. There we go, I'm back. I'm back. I got it. Oh, I got it. I got it. Okay. Let me get this really quick. No, dude, sometimes I feel like I am fighting for my life in here. To be totally honest, I'm fighting for my life sometimes. That's okay. That's okay with me. You know what? Me and the short bus, we like this. I like this. Okay, let me try this one more time. Because it likes to do it, but it likes to do it in a really stupid way. So just give me a minute. Let me figure it out. Maybe one day I'll be able to just like do it myself. Maybe one day I'll be able to like figure it out. And I'll be like, oh, I got it. I figured it out. Oh my god, I did it! 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 Oh wait. Piss me off. Let me put this down. Hi, I'm back. Is the volume really high? I got it. I did it. It took me a minute, but I figured it out. I'm really proud of myself for figuring it out. Took me a minute, but I did it. Okay, let me pause the music here real quick. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god, she tweaking. She tweaking out. She tweaking. I don't know what happened. There we go. There we go. Okay. Yeah, just let me know when the lag's gone. Okay. Well, I'll react to this, and then we're done.
Hold on. I have to check out this clip that Mailer's done. Hold on.
Gavin Sparrow was like low-key, kind of submissive and breedable.
That's crazy. That's fucking nuts. That's wild. Okay. I don't need any context for that. That's nuts.
I feel like no, dude, because here's the thing. He doesn't need any context because I'm spitting bars. I'm saying nothing but the truth. I'm saying nothing. I'm saying nothing but the truth. Nothing but the truth. I don't even know what that looked like for you guys because it like ended up like being really big on my screen, but I don't actually know what it looked like for you guys on your screen. I'm gonna replay that really quick.
Hold on. I have to check out this clip that Mailer's done. Hold on.
Gavin Sparrow was like low-key, kind of submissive and breedable.
That's crazy. That's fucking nuts. That's wild. Okay. I don't need any context for that. That's nuts.
I feel like no. Okay, because here's the thing. Here's the funny thing about this. I sometimes, and only sometimes, do I think that I am adding like enjoyment to the Lord of Mysteries fandom? Yes, I am. I'm adding so much enjoyment. I'm adding so much, let's just say like sparkle to the Lord of Mysteries community. And I think that you guys just weren't ready for that. And that's just the truth. We just weren't ready. Not we, but like we just weren't ready for the amount of sparkle I was going to bring to the fandom. And that's okay. That's really, really okay. I think we're just gonna leave it at that. And we're gonna log off for tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining. I had a wonderful time. Thank you so much for listening to my slam poetry. I worked really hard on it, and I'm really happy that you guys enjoyed it and had a wonderful time listening to it. I will see you guys. Honestly, I'll probably see you guys tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, fuck it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Be there. Be square. Bye. Have a wonderful rest of your night. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you. You know what? I'm going to find more poems for you guys. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find more poems, and I'm going to read them tomorrow night. If you guys want to join. Okay, bye.